Hello, guys. Good morning. It's gonna be a little bit different of an intro because I'm actually just entered a trade. Um, so let's watch this one a little bit, and then I'll do the intro, and we'll talk about our lead gappers. WWR is a lead gapper though. Small position size, little pre-market trade here. Looking for a bounce off multi-month support and resistance where we originally had a retest. So I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce here in this area. It's gapping up about 200% pre-market, 5.5 billion float. Looks like it might pull back again here. With a study results on a catalyst of a study result. It's pretty good. Let's see if we can break past 25. Would like to take some profits in this bounce. So far having some difficulties here. Gonna get out of this trade. Was looking for a bit more of a bounce. Didn't really get it. Just closed this trade for a small, tiny profit, more or less a loss, actually. I'm going to call this one a scratch because I was waiting for a bigger bounce. What I always say, weak bounces, I don't want to be part of it. I do think we could see a bounce here. Maybe I got out too early. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I used a small position size, so at the end of the day, it wasn't going to be a game changer trade. It was just kind of an interesting, good opportunity, I felt like, so I wanted to jump on WWR. Also watching here, AMRH. We got just so many hot stocks. So let's get started. Let's talk about everything that's going on. First of all, good morning, guys. Welcome to the live stream where we first review the watch list or trade pre-market, and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a good morning, ready to go. Today is what, Tuesday? It's the, right here you can see it, June 2nd. It's 9:18 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Which means we got, what, another 12 minutes till the market opens at 9:30. We'll wrap up trading around 11 a.m. Check out the video description below for some FAQs. Let's dive into things. Whew, that was intense little start here. I do still think, I do think we're going to bounce off of 4. Big support and resistance. Every time the bounce is weak and I seem to not take my profits or cut my losses, things typically don't go that well. So I like to stick to my rules. I have rules for a reason. Again, WWR, like I said, when I originally was looking at it, was in this area. Then it even ran up to 200% pre-market. 5.5 million float, U.S. metal and mining company. They have a catalyst of study results. Battery graphite simulation seemed pretty interesting. I did go through the whole article, but in the end of the day, it's not really super important to dig through the catalyst like a crazy person, unless you're maybe an investor or whatnot. But for us as a day trader, we're in and out of these positions very quickly. So we're just looking that there is a catalyst, looking for a reason that the stock might be up, and then trading breakouts, trading pullbacks, trading dips, and things like that. I actually like the fact that this held its area and now it's bouncing. I would probably consider this as a secondary entry. I was a little nervous here we're going to crack. That's why I got out of my trade. We didn't crack, so this could be actually a secondary trade right here. WWR also has a fast rate of change. I like that about this stock. Also, if you check out the daily chart here, you can see $4 is big time multi-month support and resistance. We probably could run all the way to 6 today. Maybe we'll see some resistance at 750. We'll see how far this thing goes. But so far, big pre-market bounce. This is just going to be a really interesting kind of stock to follow here. And this is definitely going to be one of our top lead gappers. We have AMRH, which is exploding. I was thinking about buying this one as well. I ended up picking WWR. So looks like I picked the one that bounced a little bit weaker. Although it's moving. So AMRH right now is breaking up. This is another quite a hot stock, 250% at this pullback. So now it's even higher. Actually, let's check out. Now it's at 270%. This one has the smallest float, so I like that about this one. 2.5 million float. Remember, we're always looking for floats, ideally under 10 million. Sometimes, under 50 million if we're not finding anything else. U.S. Information Tech Service, phase 2 of CBD for brain cancer, some sort of CBD treatment. So interesting catalyst. Haven't really seen catalysts like that in a while. So in a while, I mean CBD and cancer for brain. I don't know, it's an interesting combination. Let's see what else we got here. We got TENX. Let me pull this one up as well. Usually 1AP Pro, the TOS alerts don't start popping up till pre-market. The market opens. TENX is another stock I'm looking at. It was gapping up 115%, 9 million float, very nice. US biotech, phase 2 results, statistically significant hypertension and heart failure. So they have some sort of phase, a clinical trial with good statistically significant results for heart failure patients. So it seems also very, very good news. Not to mention, it's up so much pre-market with a nice low float. So this one's probably the least interesting one now that AMRH popped up. But I think TENX, WWR, and AMRH are all three stocks that we're going to be watching very, very closely. I think AMRH would have been one of my lead gappers on the channel, the title video title, but obviously it just popped up, right? I didn't see it when I created the video. And WWR is bouncing a little bit here. We could have made a little bit more money. My entry was quite nice on it. It's just a little bit weak and not giving me total confidence. We might break the 15-minute EMA, and if we break the 15-minute EMA, this thing could keep moving. We've pulled back though about 30%, and that always to me is a sign of weakness. So just keep that in mind as well. TENX pulled back about 23%. That's okay. I always say any sort of pullback below 25% isn't really that bad, or technically above 25%, negative 25%, right? Let's go back to AMRH. Let's see how this one's doing. I think out of the gates, I'm going to be watching AMRH. Then I'm going to have WWR on my second screen, and then I'll be occasionally looking at TENX as well. Let's go to the daily chart on AMRX. Kind of check this one out a little bit here. This is going to be a big green day. Right now we're about $4. Actually, we're over $4. No, $4.89. So we're at like $5 right now. Kind of halfway point. $5 always is significant, usually a significant zone. 4.89 is the current high. We have some bigger resistance at 7. This thing could really, really run today. I like the fact that it has a kind of an open chart. Obviously 10 is going to be an interesting zone. We have some tops and bottoms in here, 11, 12, and so on. We'll see if it could even reach those areas first. Nice, Michael. That's so funny. That's awesome. Super, super awesome that she was able to pick out a good one. TENX. Yeah, TENX, man. Definitely one of our top 3 for the day. Whew. It's a little chilly in here. Today was such a nice day, though. It was like 21 Celsius, which is like, what, 73 roughly Fahrenheit. And I was at the track earlier. Oh, it was just so sunny and good. Really nice way to have kind of a lunch. Also today, interesting little fun fact, I've been fasting since dinner yesterday, and since right now it's around 3 p.m., it's been a pretty good session. I'm not even hungry, but I'm excited for dinner tonight, I'll tell you that much. Nice to have you here, Corey. Spike on demand, Colton. Spike that demand. Yeah, I feel you guys. So WWR, guys, this is why I'm cautious of these weak bounces. I was expecting a real nice move. I was expecting this candle to at least see the high of the red candle and then maybe break the 15 EMA. And then I would have took some profits. Unfortunately, we didn't really get that. So first trade of the day, kind of a scratch, but that's fine. I use smaller position size, so technically I could still do 3 more trades, or I do 2 trades. I don't know. I could divide it up. We'll see. We'll see how we do it. Day 8 of a 12-day water fast. Wow, that sounds pretty serious. How does that work, Carmela? So you're just drinking water and tea and stuff, or that sounds pretty heavy. So we got another 3 minutes here. Just kind of watching AMRH. Remember, this one has probably the most upside. Just going to go back quickly to TENX. See how this one's doing. Kind of consolidating in this area. I like the big support at 2. Let's see if it breaks 2. This should be an interesting open with TENX. I'm going to put alerts here on this one. It's definitely a buy above 2.4 for sure, and it could be a good dip buy under 2.2. WWR. Wow, yeah, that sounds like a serious fast. That's impressive. How come you're doing your fast? Is there a specific reason for it? I'm doing mine personally because I was a little bloated the last few days. I've just been eating a lot lately. Ever since I had tonsillitis, I feel like I need to catch up, gain my weight back. I'm still not fully back where I was before tonsillitis. I lost like 10 pounds. I didn't eat for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, maybe longer. It was tough. Could barely even drink. But that's crazy, Carmela. It's really, really crazy. Caesar's wondering if I checked Logi. No, I actually did not. I'll pull it up very quickly here. I want to be focused though on AMRH. Logi pulling back quite a lot. Big dip down here. No, I'm not really sure. I typically don't trade these kind of setups. But why are they down so much? It's a huge... Is this just a dividend payment? Could be. All right, guys, a minute 18 left till the market opens. WWRH, I would probably pick up another position at about $4. Let's see if this one could, start breaking higher here. It could be an interesting move. If we break 4, I'd also consider buying it on a dip, maybe around 3.5. It's tough to say what I'm going to do on WWR. I think I'm going to be mostly focused on AMRH. Everyone looks like they're doing some sort of fast here. All right, guys, another 30 seconds. I'm gonna be like always, I'm gonna be a little quiet, not check the chat too much in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, just so I can keep an eye on the chart. Just want to let you guys know. I'm gonna have about 200 shares ready to go out of the gates with AMRH. Here we go, guys, 14 minutes. This could be a really, really nice open. 5 more seconds. $4.5, big buyers here. I'm a little bit nervous with buying AMRH. I feel like it's a bit overextended, 230% up on the day. Doesn't mean it can't keep running though, guys. If we broke that 4.5, that's a critical area for breakout buyers to be jumping on this. I'm not feeling super comfortable with it though. WWR pulling back as well. Could break $4 here. TENX at 2.3 roughly. Might try to buy a dip on WWR. TNX is below 2.23. Looking at WWR, if we go into the low 70s, I'd probably consider buying a dip. Lead gapper is AMRX, then TENX. WWR has actually a little bit less volume here, something to consider. Still watching WWR. AMRH had a new high. No entry yet for me. Although the low 70 actually would have been a really, really good dip. $87 acting as support. Not too interested in it. Doesn't have that much volume, so I'm probably not going to buy this red to green move. If WWR was a lead gapper in terms of dollar volume after the market opened, I would have probably bought that red to green move. Right now we're back in the 67. Let me quickly check out TENX is doing here. Also had a bit of a red to green move, but it failed. %. TENX still looking interesting here. GNUS somehow kind of a hot pick today, but I don't know if I want to trade GNUS. So far, no trades for me after the market opened. Oops, my light just turned off. I'll fix that later. I might have got a little darker in here just now. I don't feel totally comfortable trading AMRH, I gotta say. It did have a nice 20% move from that low of $4. Colton, that's a funny message. WWRH could find some support here at 3.53. A 3.5 cracked and we had slow sell volume at 3.4. I'd probably jump on this one. There's WWR, MGI. Not uninteresting. MoneyGram. I was kind of watching this one earlier. This one actually had a pretty decent little red to green move. Carmela, AMRH probably didn't come on your scanner because it just popped up so late. WWR pulling back again here. 3.5 might crack. AMRH is more of something I should be watching. $5.3 on AMRH. It's looking pretty good, guys. I'm going to think about where I could do a potential entry here. At first, I didn't feel super comfortable with it, but it is elite gapper. I should have given it more attention on that. It has a 2.5 million float. Seems to have a huge catalyst. TENX trying to move again, yeah. No need to rush into anything. I'd rather do two bigger trades later when I see a better opportunity, bigger position size, and that's fine too. So far, I feel like with AMRH, I might just get stuck in some sort of flush. And with WWR, I don't think it's done pulling back. Could be, but I don't know. AMRH and WWR are both pulling back here. I should have probably bought the AMRH setup here as we had the 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback. That was a 14% move in 3 candles. I just didn't feel super confident with it. WWRH could be an interesting pick right here. We had a slow move here back above 55. Put a limit order near 55, maybe at 53 or so. Woo, Satoshi's back in the house. You get that new trading setup? WWR. Watching it. And maybe we'll get a move here. Ideally back above the 15-minute EMA. Right now I have a little bit of a limit order at 54. Not sure if we'll get an entry. This could be the break here of the 15-minute EMA. Looking good. Appreciate that, David. Don't forget to drop a like too, man. Definitely appreciate it. WWR pulling back again. Oh man, no trading. Are you on your phone then, or how are you joining? Like a laptop or something? TENX at 2.25. I'm not really sure how I feel about that one. Does have decent volume though. Still waiting for a potential entry on WWR. Definitely seeing some buyers on here. Let's see if we can get one more dip back down. I'm not sure if we will break the 60. It's kind of what I've been waiting for. I'm about to get an entry on 61 possibly here. $65 building up momentum. 70. Bigger buyers jumping on this one. This could be the break above the EMA. See if we can get a quick little flush down here. Potential entry at 65. 16 getting chipped away though. It's 369. Just got an entry at 65. Doesn't look too hot, I gotta say. A little bit weak here. I think I was probably overly aggressive on this potential breakout. Still pulling back here. I'm gonna move it so I can watch AMRH. Don't want to risk more than, I would say, 20 cents on this one. So really don't want to see 3.5 get chipped away. Mm, 9:46 a.m. Having the breakout on WWRH, I mean WWR, very light though, super, super light. Here we go, finally having some volume coming back on this one. I actually closed out this trade because the breakout was a little bit choppy. It wasn't that nice move that I was hoping for in one big solid green candle. Although maybe I just closed it out prematurely. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of tough to say. I probably did close it out prematurely. The buying volume on here wasn't that bad. It was just a lot of sellers constantly flying in on it. Okay, 86. That's the move I was waiting for. So I sold a little bit too early. I should have given it more time since WWR has sold off kind of aggressively. So yeah, very premature on my end. Only made about 10 cents a share on this one. Not the worst. Could have been 20 cents a share though. That's 20 cents a share was my goal. Yeah, good question, Chad. Sometimes, you know, if I don't have the gap and go that I really like, sometimes I'll trade something else that also looks like has good opportunity. Still a gapper, just maybe something that's pulling back a little bit much, like WWR. So I thought that there was good opportunity in this setup, so I went long it. But yeah, it's much weaker. I'm still watching AMRH. And the big thing about AMRH is I don't see that entry that I want yet on AMRH. So I also have not pulled the trigger yet on this one. So I was kind of like, you know, giving myself a little bit of time. So if I keep trading with about $800 per trade, I still have 2 trades left. WWR did exactly what I wanted. Hit that 30 cents a share. That's what I was looking for. It was actually a total of a 10% move, so really nice. I kind of squeezed out about 3% of that, so not that great on my end, but I'll take it. Big support here for, let's see if we can hold this area. WWR quickly pulled back. This is what I was worried about. Look at that flush. This might even go to 3.5. Could also be a great time for another entry. TENX at 2.58. Congrats to anyone that bought it at 2.2. I know some of you guys were talking about that. I wasn't really looking at it. Yep. Totally that. Let me go here, check it out again, see what I'm missing. It's a nice move. This is actually, if I was watching it, this would have been a big buy indicator for me right at here at 246. So nice 10% move on this one. I'm a little nervous with it. Let's see how long it could kind of keep its streak here. I have now TENX actually on my other chart. I do like it a little bit more than WWR at the moment. Nice, guys. Nice moves. A lot of dip buyers on AMRH. I was actually looking for a dip buy here as well, but I was kind of thinking that we might break 4, and I wanted to see it break past 4 before I jumped on the dip. TENX. Watching this one, I had a quick pullback here to 2.5. That's funny, Callum. Yeah, my ST has a nice little move so far. 12%. A little smaller than what I would ideally be looking for in terms of percent return, but could have a big gap fill if we break 5 on this one. Doesn't look like it has a catalyst on the day. I tend to try to avoid those. Not saying it's not a good stock, just for day trading, sometimes a little bit slower if it doesn't have a catalyst. All right, so we have 2 smaller trades in for today. Nothing really to run home about, but not too bad either. We're up basically 3.5% based on our average position size. Actually, today we're actually up probably about 4% based on our average position size. So not too bad, even though we're taking profits a little bit too soon. This is kind of the potential move on AMRH that I was waiting for here, selling off a little bit more again. I'd probably consider buying TENX if we see 20s again. And AMRH, I would like to see a bigger pullback. Totally agree, Lion. Unless it happens a little bit too much. I know I take profits typically too early, but hey, I've been growing this account. We're getting close to doubling it. So even though I take profits way too early, I avoid sometimes having a green trade turn into a red trade, which is sometimes the worst feeling ever. TENX pulling back here. 9:55 a.m. TENX still pulling back. AMRH could be an interesting setup at one point. Still watching it for a little bit better of a move, better of an entry signal. So very quickly, I'm going to go back to WWR, see how this one kind of is doing. So yeah, it was good. You know, I was nervous about this one, and this is why I took my profits kind of early on this. I was nervous it was going to keep pulling back. I was nervous that the breakout wasn't going to last, and it seems like it was a good thing that I was nervous about that. So closing this position early. Both times, technically I was wrong. Technically it didn't bounce, but I still walked away green. Actually, this one bounced pretty nicely. This was a 10% move, so I can't complain about this one. Actually, 11% move, so I was right about that one. But it was just a little bit weak. We're not getting that full-on reversal. Watching TENX for a potential break of 2.3. Having a little bit of a dip right now. Just watching AMRH, and I'm watching TENX on my second screen. APRN, that's calling out as climbing. I like our gappers. I think we just got to give them a moment here. I don't want to start jumping around. Some of you guys are much better at that than I am. I start losing track of potential entries, and I go back and I'm like, oh, that's the one I wanted and I missed it. TENX is bouncing a little bit here. Had a quick dive, touched its toes into the 28 area, bounced right back up. I was looking for a potential trade on this one, but I would have wanted a bigger pullback, so... Robinhood. I find it impressive that you guys day trade on Robinhood. Somehow, every time I use Robinhood, I'm like, I have such a hard time using it. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong. Or maybe their app is easier. I use the web version. I'm not a big fan. Maybe the app's better. As much as I wanted more of a pullback on AMRH, I'm not sure if we're going to get it. TENX having a big bounce here. Yeah, GNUS, this one's moving quite a bit. It's actually the second lead gapper on the day, but it also just is a larger stock. 260 million, 76 million float. I mean, this is a fairly large size stock. To me, it's a little bit overextended as well. I don't really like buying something that, could be on its last big day. Some resistance here in this area. I don't know. I'm not blown away on this one. I mean, I am blown away on the move it's had. It's insane, this move. I just don't know if I'd want to be buying it in this area. It could just be Renee. It could just be or Renee. It could just be a short squeeze. I don't know. No idea. TENX, guys, testing the 2.3 area again here. Yeah, 1AP Pro, I feel you on that. I also thought it was going to do a quick rip, which it kind of did. But also it's so overextended that sometimes a stock like this just needs to consolidate for a while. Sometimes it needs to pull back for a little bit. So it would almost be weird if it didn't. I'm still kind of hoping for a break of 4. It'd be nice to pick some up maybe in the high 3s. Yeah, it could also, that's true. Probably by the time we wrap up trading today, and then sometime into the evening, it might have its big run. Well, I clipped my nails today, and you know when you clip your nails and you're like, missed the spot? Really bothers me. Might have to clip my nails on the live stream. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, TENX, I'm watching it also for a potential bounce. I'm also a little surprised that WWR didn't have as much action out of the gates. Although the fact that we hit that 30%, remember guys, I always say that 30%, if you're pulling back from the pre-market highs around 30% or more, then there's a clear sign of weakness. One AP Pro drew his lines today. Nice. That's the start. You got some lines, boy. Can I have some of your lines? TNX. Let me get focused here again. Woo! I'm getting a little delusional without eating. I'm so ready for dinner. What should I have today? I don't know. So it's 10:05. This is, to me, 10:05 is always one of the slow times when I prefer just not even to trade sometimes. Well, actually, that's like 9:55 to 10:05. So technically, I should be kind of focused right now. Talking about being focused, TENX looks like it's having a 5-minute breakout here, trying to pull above the EMA, MIST above 4. And AMRH right now trying as well. A lot of interesting setups. This could be a bit of a rounded bottom on AMRH. $10.06. Uh-oh, TENX pulled back quite aggressively again. AMRH got a bunch of eager beavers on it. That's this. Oh, I've been drinking water and tea all day, but yeah, it's true. I actually feel much more focused though. I like it. I'm gonna probably do these short-term fast. 24 hours isn't really that long. If you think about it, you have dinner, you skip breakfast, you skip lunch, and then you have dinner again. It's like, it's not that long. I think if you do like a 48-hour fast where you skip dinner and then you go to bed kind of hungry, I think that is probably where it gets more tricky. A lot of pullbacks here, guys. A lot of pullbacks. I'm getting the TENX pullback to the 2s that I wanted, but I'm not sure if I want it anymore. It's a little bit of a different play at this point. WWR, yeah, it is getting a little bit more volume back in on this one. I do like the fact that it is over the 15-minute EMA. Although that last time it did the 15-minute EMA bounce, it wasn't that great. One thing we always want to be looking at is past performance. WWR has a lot of these kind of spikes that don't hold that well. A lot of these high gap opens and then it just sells off the rest of the day. Here's a little day where we have 2 big green days, so that's not too bad. I like the volume though on this one. This is much more volume than I was expecting before. I'd probably even consider doing another trade on WWR, mainly because I feel like it's a bit sold off already. Possible entry on WWR. AMRH looking good as well. I really got to fumble around with my position sizes because of the lack of position size of cash available. I wouldn't mind an entry in the 27s, 28. Actually, this one just got rejected. And you can see the position sizes is a real problem here. Oh, the joys of trading with a small account. Potential entry on WWR. Well, there we go, actually, right as I say that. Looking for a retest of VWAP. We got an entry here. We had a nice little breakout, potential retest of VWAP. That's what I'm looking for. We've had many failed breakouts above the 15-minute EMA though, but we put in a bigger base this time, so I'm a little bit more confident. So I'm looking for an ideal break of the VWAP. Not sure if we're going to get that, and I'll probably take some profits along the way. Back here, could see an entry on AMRH. Move my order back just a little bit here. Wish it went that fast, should be in. Okay, so we got two entries here. Both of them are very small position size. WWR doesn't look like it's actually going to work out. It's a little bit unfortunate, taking a bit of a loss now on this one. We're getting the 5-minute breakouts though. Gonna give both of these trades a little bit longer here, a little bit more time. Markets are pretty much neutral, so small caps usually tend to perform a little bit better in these conditions. It's 10:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bigger buyers at 355 now on WWR. Both of these are very small position sizes. AMRH might be breaking out here. Got a close eye on it. Had a nice little rounded bottom here. Slow breakout, but there is something here. I just bought CETX in my IRA account. That just confused me. My IRA account's always doing trades based on preset limit and sell orders. Remember, it's past 10 o'clock. Breakouts tend to be a little bit slower. I try to be as conservative as possible around after 10 o'clock. Everything just kind of takes a little bit more time from what I have noticed. Could be seeing a breakout here with AMRH. Want to see a VWAP breakout. So far, so good. Can we break VWAP? Volume's definitely building, looking interesting. Got to break the 255. Boom, we just broke it. See if we can have one more move. Going into the 70s now. Maybe we'll have a little bit more of a VWAP breakout, ideally into the 80s. Volume is still building. Buyers at 75. WWR pulling back now. Bit of a slower move than I was expecting. Buyers back at 75, 73. I'm up about 10% on this trade alone. Trying to take profits here at 79. I'm not sure why my limit order is not going through. I just tried 3 times to get out of this trade. Not sure what's going on here. Ah, that was exactly what I wanted. Some classic TOS issues. Oh man, Lord. It's always really, really annoying when these things happen. Okay, this time I got out. Fortunately, not where I wanted. I tried to get out 8 cents higher. I mean, that's kind of leaving 3% on the table. So I'm a little bit annoyed with that exit. At least we walked away with basically 11% move. So really, really nice on this one. Again, I'm a little bit annoyed on that exit. Had some market stops that didn't go through. That was weird. Not really sure what to say. It is what it is. That's what happens when you use a free broker. At least TOS is okay. My other trade did not work out as well. It actually took away the profits of my two first little mini trades. So I'm down about probably 5% on this one with WWR. Not looking too good here, actually, I gotta say. This is still pulling back. Like this one to get above 40 again. I'm out of this trade. Took quite a big loss on this one. I think it was up about 35 or so on this one, this stock today. So this one didn't work out. I don't like the fact that it's still pulling back. This one could see more and more reversal. It's always annoying getting out near the low. It's never easy to cut your losses. But once you understand that cutting your losses is part of the game and it's a good thing, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, you just kind of have to understand that. It's fine. So we actually had, luckily, one bigger winner today and then kind of 3 scratches. So I've noticed by reducing my position size so I can trade at least 4 times a day has really been helping, especially if I'm doing a pre-market trade. That way I can always do kind of, a lot of times in my last trade on the day, it's weird, but sometimes tends to be the best because I'll have one trade left and I'm waiting for that perfect setup. So it's a kind of a long waiting game until that happens. Flag set up on GNUS. Let me check it out. Oh yeah, GNUS looks pretty hot. Oh wait, never mind. I was looking at AMRH still. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It also has 3.5 as some big hole support underneath. Again, I'm not super crazy about GNUS. It could be great, guys. I'm not saying don't trade it. Look, there's some phenomenal trading opportunities on this one, especially this pullback breakout right here. I really like that. That's an 8% run. That's phenomenal. So good setups here on GNUS, guys. Congrats to anyone that traded this one. Walked away profit with some profits. I'm a little disappointed that I actually held WWR so long. When we didn't get a breakout in this area, I was thinking I should get out of this trade. Unfortunately, my mind was all on AMRH. So I was like, okay, well, if I get stopped out at WWR, so be it. But I kind of want to be focusing on the best setup, and that's AMRH. So I was kind of overly focused on this one. And I don't really think the move is over on AMRH yet. This could just be a great dip buy opportunity. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I am no longer holding anything. I'm out of the game. I have obviously my IRA account, which is doing whatever. I never really know what it's up to. So sweet. We ended the day $86 profit, over 50 bucks, which is over 5%. Actually, that's like over 6-7% based on our position size. So that's a pretty good day. Once we're trading with $10,000 position sizes, this would have been basically $1,000 day. So that's not too bad. Exciting stuff in the future, guys. Really, really exciting stuff. Big sellers on AMRH as well. Sweet, sweet stuff, guys. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy the content and if you think WWR is going to go back up, because I think now that WWR knows I'm out of trades and I can't trade it anymore, now it has full permission to shoot through the roof from the stock committee. That's what's going on here. 448 might get chipped away here. This could have been a profitable trade, maybe. It's always tough. You don't know till you know. Rule number one, though, is cutting your losses, and you gotta stick to risk management. Otherwise, day trading is just gambling, and there's just, it's eventually you're gonna have a losing trade, and it's gonna cost you a lot. So as much as painful as it is to cut a loser that could turn into a winner, you just gotta do it. Also, WWR, what I don't like about it is the fact that volume's still going down. It's not too nice. For all this anxiety I get from live trading, can we hit 40 likes? Is that possible? You guys would make my day. I'd be super stoked. We're 5 away. The question, the future lies on you. Yeah, Julio, we actually, I think yesterday's video, wait, am I wrong? The 5-minute breakout and the 1-minute pullback was specifically focused on what you're talking about, but that's a really good observation. I had a similar observation. I've heard other traders talking about it. So really, really good thing to keep your eye on is that 5-minute breakout. And you know what? Talking about the 5-minute breakout, WWR is kind of pulling it out. You can see the 5-minute chart right here, guys. There's a green candle that is over the red candle. That's a 5. This one's very weak. It's kind of even hard to tell and it has low volume. But technically, this one is a 5-minute breakout with a 1-minute pullback. Again, WWR is probably not the best setup for that. But at the same time, it sold off quite a bit, and it seems like it found a bit of a bottom here. This could be a trend reversal. If I had one more trade available, I would be trading WWR right now. I think we're going to see that VWAP touch on this one. And it kind of kills me a little bit that I'm not going to be on board. 1AB Pro, would have hit the like button twice. That's the right attitude, guys. Whoa, what just happened? Oh my lord, my screen just got real big. Oh wait, I don't know what just happened, but there's 60 likes now. Wow, guys, I appreciate it. I don't know if my YouTube was wrong when I said 35. Maybe we were already at a higher amount, but guys, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Sebastian dropped in with a like, awesome stuff. Big wigs, Julio. That's a funny thing to say. It just sounds funny. I like it though. I feel like I'm gonna start saying that. Big wigs. How come you call it wigs? Are we like, is it like the hat of the candle? I don't even know if I get it. David says, hit 5 times, but it didn't work. So it was in the 30s and spiked. Really cool. Okay. So WWR, guys, I guess it was a good thing that I'm out of trades because I would have took another loss. I would have bought right here, and I would be down again. 9%. So oftentimes when a stock constantly disappoints, constantly fails to break out, at one point you got to realize that this is maybe something that people are just going to stop watching and are not interested in, and maybe there's a reason it's going down. Maybe it has warrants. I actually did not check WWR for warrants, so maybe there's some dilution going on. At one point you want to kind of keep your fingers away from a stock like this. I tried 3 times to buy the reversal. I tried here, cut my losses. I tried here, got a little bounce. I tried here, cut my losses. I walked away with $6 on WWR. Ridiculous. with AMRH, which was kind of not our lead gapper, but ended up being the lead small cap gap and go stock. I didn't feel comfortable trading any of this, I gotta say. I never felt like I wanted to jump in. Until we broke the 15-minute EMA, we had a little bit of a 5-minute breakout, but it wasn't very clear. We had a 1-minute pullback back to the 15-minute EMA. I entered at the 27, which luckily was a really good entry, and I sold near the high. This trade could have been a little bit better. I could have got the full 13%, I think, but I had TOS issues. I don't know. That was so weird. I tried to get out in 80. That's what I was waiting for the whole time. It didn't work. That was really annoying. But I still got the majority of the run, so I can't complain too much. But it was a little bit annoying, I gotta say. 72 likes, yeah, I think that is a record. I don't think I've ever seen that number before, guys. I really appreciate it, man. It was a fun trading day for sure. I hope everyone learned something. I know I sure learned a few things. Like walking away from WWR. Don't forget, guys, we come out with a recap video later today in a few hours. So if you want to check that out, if you're new here, if you want to check out more streams, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to see you again. Sebastian Anderson's wondering why I don't buy breakouts. I tried to buy breakouts, Sebastian. I'm not going to lie. That's the whole point of the challenge, right? To get me to buy breakouts, because for the last few years, my trading style is primarily based on support line bounces, which works well. And that's what I do on my IRA account. But I wanted to be able to watch the market and trade the market. And it's when you only buy long-term support and resistance, you don't have to actually watch the market. So I was like, okay, let me pick up the gap and go challenge. Let me kind of take a second trading strategy into my arsenal, and that's the gap and go. So yeah, like I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have bought as we broke 4.5, and that's kind of what I was talking about. We had a nice little pullback here. We even had a 5-minute breakout and a 1-minute pullback, and this thing runs 14%. So this should have been the 3-minute 14% trade. Boom, done. Like that's the gap and go. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know. There's not much I can say about that. Thanks, Best Prep. Yeah, I don't know. I think the biggest thing with trading is like figuring out who you are. It's the most self exploration kind of job I feel like you can have. Like there's no other job that I know of. Well, maybe like as a race car driver or something. But like honestly, when you're trading every day, you like get retested on all different types of emotions on a daily basis, and there's a lot of self-reflecting that goes into trading, and you kind of learn a lot about yourself. And I'm definitely, I think, a bit more conservative when it comes to these stocks, because I feel like I look at these small caps and I look at their long-term chart, and I'm very pessimistic about them. So buying at a high to sell at an even higher price doesn't feel supernatural to me. Although that is something I'm trying to overcome, but it's definitely not my default mode. All right, 1AP Pro, that's always a good idea. That's what I did. I have $38 left to trade today. That's obviously gonna go towards tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have $3,000 to trade again. Yeah, I'm happy that made sense, Sebastian. Sometimes I'm nervous. I'm like, am I making sense right now? Summit's wondering, Sumet, I hope I'm saying your name right, is wondering if you can apply this strategy to all markets. To momentum trading as a concept, probably yes. Obviously the gap and go, I don't know, probably not, because small caps gap and run because they have the floats of 5 million, 2 million. I mean, AMRH has a float of 2.5 million, right? Like if you're trading a giant ETF index, it's just not going to break out like that. It's going to have, it's way different trading style. General concepts, you know, are similar: cup and handle, flag pattern, breakouts, but it's typically more on a 4 hour and on a daily chart. So yes and no. I think you could apply things that you learned from this trading strategy, but you're gonna have to modify it, I'm sure. That's why I don't trade ETFs. I know some of you guys call out, or like, you know, gold or something was flying a few weeks back, and I know a lot of you guys were trading it, and I'm just like, you know, it's a different trading style. Like I'm trying to learn trading small caps. So there's nothing wrong with it, and I think like if there's no small caps gapping, which almost never happens, but sometimes, you know, if the large caps are more hot, maybe I should, you know, pivot to trading something that's hot. Like yesterday, you know, trading Tesla would have probably been a good idea. Wait, yeah, there it is. We had some really nice opportunities, and honestly, look at this. Look at that on Tesla TSLA this morning. Check this out, guys. This is a move that I preach like a reverend. Like, here we go. So 3-minute pullback in the morning. Volume comes in. I would have said buy on this candle. This is a red to green move. I have, I think, 2 or 3 videos on the red to green move, maybe more. Buying here as we break the candle, the former candle. And this is a classic red to green move. This is obviously a 1.6% run. And if you're trading small caps, this is probably more like a 15% run, maybe, you know, 10 to 20% run. So yeah, look, this pattern is exactly the same, like 100%. This is what we look for small caps. With large caps though, you would not, like, you wouldn't really make money unless you were trading with probably at least, you know, $10,000, or else, you know, trading $1,000 might not be that interesting, because, you know, 1.6% for a perfect entry and a perfect exit isn't exactly going to grow your account. But so yes, you can apply these concepts to a lot of markets. And look, in the morning, Tesla was on fire. We were having breakout pullbacks, bull flags. I think it was like a 7% day yesterday for Tesla. It was pretty nice. Yeah, Julio, makes you grow or breaks you. I think it breaks you first and then you grow. I've also had bag holders. I've had many bag holders. You know, it's not like I think you're gonna have a nice handful of losers before you make it profitable. But knowing that's like a thing can help you reduce the back holders. Having hard stops and things like that would have saved me, you know, thousands of dollars, if someone drilled that into my head a little bit harder. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just, you know, you learn by trial and error a little bit better. I'm all out of trades. I'm so lost without you. I think WWR is a perfect example of why you cut your losses and take your profits quickly. If I didn't cut my losses here and I was still holding, hoping this thing was reversed, I'd be down 24%. That would be a huge loss. Yeah, Julio, I've also had a stock that was delisted. That's like the worst thing that can happen. Uh, so funny. We were all there at one point. Selena is wondering if I'm self-taught. I would say majority self-taught. Ooh, look at TENX really selling off. When I was like, what, 5 years ago? I don't know. Anyway, I definitely followed a lot of big traders. I was following Tim Sykes for a while. I follow Ross Cameron to this day. There's several other traders I follow, and I think it's a bit of a mix, right? I mean, I'm learning from these guys as well, and from you guys, and it's kind of this just this circle of learning. Um, it's even hard to say like how many of these concepts are totally original, even if I feel like I thought of it myself. Maybe 2 years ago, I heard somebody talking about it. So, I mean, even Tim Sykes trades the same patterns he traded I don't know if it's 20 years ago, but in that era time. So it's nothing really changes. So all this stuff is just constantly rehashed. It's really figuring it out for yourself. But yeah, I follow other traders. I think every trader is going to have to be self-taught to some extent. But you can get so much free information online. Also, I think the best way I learned to trade was reflecting on my past trades. I'm reviewing an hour before the market opens. I'm documenting my past trades from the day before. I'm reviewing them. I'm reviewing even more like the past month. Just constantly reviewing it, seeing the chart patterns over and over again. Just feeling more confident, comfortable. You know, if I see a setup and then instantly my brain's like, oh, I've seen this like 100 times, 1,000 times. I have a feeling X is going to happen. I mean, that's the place you want to get to. Yeah, actually, I did. When I was in college, I bought his penny stocking. I don't actually remember the name of it. I bought like the monthly thing. Um, the videos I watched in the members area were pretty good. Trying to think. I think my biggest thing looking back though at it was the fact that I never really learned how to make my own watch list, and that was something I wish he put a little bit more emphasis on. So the way I've gotten much better is, obviously that's why I have a video on, building your own scanner. It's in the video description below. And I find that once you're not looking, it's nice to look at what other people are trading, and I do it myself, but by the time the market opens, I know exactly, I have my list of stocks and I found these for my scanner, and I know why I'm trading what I'm trading. So I never learned that from Tim, and maybe I just missed something. Maybe there's a whole lecture on it. So that's the one thing that I would recommend, probably would help the most, because then you can start tweaking your filters. And at one point, everything really starts clicking, like, okay, I know what I'm looking at. I know I've seen this, every morning. You know when to get aggressive, yada, yada. Nice soccer skills, 4.2% on GNUS. Let me pull this one up again. You guys were really hot about it. I was somehow not trading GNUS. I felt like the risk on it, since it was so overextended, freaked me out a little bit. I've been in 2 direct public offerings in a trade as the offering came out, and then it gets halted. One of them I lost like 30-something% in like 1 minute. And whenever there's a stock that's this overextended, I feel like any second there's going to be news that there's an offering and it's just going to fall off a cliff. That's why I typically don't trade stocks that are past their 3rd green day. The words Alex just said was golden. I wish I remembered what I said. Get familiar at patterns are key. Oh, was that what I said? Yeah, it is key. It definitely helps. Selena's right. That's something I hadn't learned myself. He does. Yeah, I feel like it might just, maybe I missed that part, but Maybe it's because he's selling a subscription. He wants you to check out his watch list every day. I don't know. I have nothing really bad to say about Tim Sykes. I've even met him last year in September. I was at his trading conference, met a lot of traders there as well, some good friends. Nothing really bad to say about it, but there was definitely, I wish out of the gates, you learn the scanner part, because I think the scanner part and knowing why you're trading, what you're trading every day, changed the game for me. When like I felt like I went a whole year with checking, what's his watch list. And when I wasn't paying for it anymore, I was, checking Twitter. What are these guys trading? And I felt like there's nothing wrong with that. I do it even sometimes. It's always interesting in hindsight to see what people trade as well. But I'm not really checking anymore, and kind of becoming self-sufficient, right? I mean, I don't want to like sound like a broken record, but obviously the self-sufficient part is really important. But yeah, I have what market scanner should you use? I don't know if I saw this question before, but in the video description below, I have a video on my 2 scanners. One's called the small cap movers aftermarket. That's this one. You guys are seeing everything here that I have in videos. This is nothing new. Where is it? Edit small cap. No, I don't know. So this is the first scanner. It's always updating. And then this is the gap and go scanner that I'm using pre-market. This one's always updating as well. The reason there's no stocks here anymore is because the market's open, and this is only for pre-market, so it doesn't work anymore. But this is basically what Ross would call his momentum scanner, like what's moving. And all you have to do is move your scanners. It's actually pretty sweet how TOS works with their scanners. So small cap movers is here, and you can see this is actually a scanner because it has, I guess, this icon on it. I'm not totally sure, but if you move your scanner here, and one of you guys told me about this, so I learned a lot from you guys, then your watch list is always updating it. So this is always updating here. So I know the top small cap stock on the day is AMRH with $250,000 being traded. Ross Cameron, he's got a pretty big YouTube channel. He also, I learned the gap and go from him actually. Ross Cameron, yeah, he's from Warrior Trading. Oh, that's really nice. He says, Alex is my Tim Sykes. Whoa, blushing. I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to make a story today, but I'm gonna videotape that for another time. One second here. We'll probably wrap up pretty soon here. On the live stream now. 145 viewers. Woo! 80 likes. Check out this comment. Alex is my Tim Sykes. Nice. That's really funny. How do I get around the pattern day trader rule? I don't. I'm stuck in it like everyone else that's doing the $25,000 challenge. It's the most miserable rule towards retailer traders that I know of. I don't know. What I do is I moved all of my challenge account money into the cash account, and a cash account trying to. Okay, I say this kind of lots. I feel like I'm trying to make it unique right now, and that's totally pointless. Basically, all you have to do is open a cash account. Margin accounts are under the pattern day trader rules. Cash accounts are not. The only problem is the catch is you cannot trade your cash unlimited. So basically, there's a 48-hour waiting period after you get your cash back. So if I have $1,000 and I use all that $1,000 on Monday, I won't have it back on Wednesday. So what I do is I have $6,000 roughly right now in my challenge account. I trade 3,000 on Monday, then 3,000 on Tuesday, and then the 3,000 I traded on Monday, I get back again on Wednesday. So I'm like constantly rotating my positions. And today, instead of trading $1,000, I traded about $800 per trade, which allowed me to trade 4 times today. Otherwise, I would have only had 3 trades, and most likely it would have been these ridiculous WWR 3 trades, and I would have ended the day with only $6 profit. Luckily, I did 4 trades, which allowed me to do this last trade right here with AMRH, which was my big winner on the day. So it's tough because trading, there's nothing wrong with being wrong. That's part of the game. But if you're limited on trades, it's annoying because if your winning ratio is 50%, you could still be profitable because your winners run longer than your losers because you cut losses quickly. But think about flipping a coin. What happens if you get tails 3 times in a row? And let's say tails is red. Then you all of a sudden, a loss. So then all of a sudden you have a red day. But that 4th flip could have been a green trade just like this one. And that one green trade, since you let it run longer on average, your winners are bigger than your losers. That would have been the trade that made your whole day profitable. So it's being limited on trades is the most counterintuitive thing almost to actually be trade successfully. It's really annoying, and that's why the pattern day trader rule at a core doesn't make any sense, because you're taking on more risk by trading less. So it's not protecting anyone really, but I guess not everyone uses the pattern day trader rule like that. Samit, check out the link below /connect, and there's a $25,000 challenge overview video. I also have one video that goes over, it's called momentum gap and go, momentum trading or something like that. Here are all video links that I find very, very helpful. And I think all these are in the video description below, but I'll post them here because these are like the top videos I would recommend everyone to kind of watch on my channel. If you are interested in trading, obviously. Oh wait, this is not gonna work. Maybe this is gonna. All right, Zachary, man, take care. Yeah, David, just try to lift that. Call your broker and they'll lift that for sure. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Kelly, that's exactly what I do. I think that's the best way to do this. But yeah, guys, check out the video description, tradejournal.co/connect. And there's a bunch of good video links on that link. Well, I wonder if we're going to have an afternoon run. It's going to be kind of questionable. Look at WWR, guys. This is why we cut losses. This might bounce at one point, but so far, there's been huge spikes in selling momentum. It's down 50% now from the highs. Huge pullback. Wowie. Gotta watch out with that stuff. SAD XYZ, SAD XYZ is from Arizona. Woo. Arizona is a pretty crazy cool state. I always see really nice footages from Arizona. Sometimes my brother Heiko and I are in Utah. I think that's like a neighbor, right? I gotta check the map again. I'm pretty sure. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up trading here. This was a super fun day. It's 11 o'clock, right around the time I want to wrap up. Honestly, I like wrapping up trading even earlier. So we were done trading at about 10:15 roughly, or what is this? What time is this? Our last trade was closed at 20. So nice. That's when we wrapped up. Super sweet. David, that's actually super true. That's so funny. I think that's just something that comes naturally at one point. You know, at one point you start learning what to look for. So just, start joining us every day on these live streams, and it's going to start clicking. At one point, you're going to hear people start calling out these moves. You're going to start understanding what to look for. And it's just going to get easier and easier. I got to say, AMRH, it's holding its highs very well. And this could be a huge afternoon explosion. Again, I don't know if it's going to happen, but it looks pretty good. Norman, I don't simulate trade myself, and I never have in terms of learning a strategy. But I do occasionally, I'll use a simulator. And I even did it like 2 weeks ago, where I was just practicing the trailing stop limit orders. So sometimes it's nice to practice technical things on the simulator. That way, I mean, there's nothing worse than like entering a trade on accident or closing a trade on accident. And I feel like, I mean, that happens to me every now and then, but as a new trader and you don't know the buttons and stuff like that, that's when it really can be a problem. So make sure you understand all that stuff with a simulator before diving into real money. But since, there's no fee anymore with buying and selling stocks, you might as well use real money, even if it's just $100, because you're gonna learn, I think, a lot more than with a simulator, and you're gonna have skin in the game. Think about it like this. Have you ever played a game of poker with your friends? It's like, have you ever used like fake money? It just doesn't work. No one cares. No one pays attention. Your friend goes all in just because he thinks it's funny. The second everyone has a buy-in of like 10 or $50 or whatever, $5 even, or even $1, I'm sure. All of a sudden, people start paying attention, right? You have a little bit more reason behind why you should pay attention to the game. So I feel like trading with real money, you learn the emotional aspect. I don't know. To me, there's a lot more to learn. Yeah, David, all in. Or you could take your trading the same way. Big namaste from India. Very cool. Namaste. I feel like I'm in yoga class, which is bad, but that's where I always hear namaste. That's funny. TI is wondering, is there an indicator when the stock loses its momentum to get out? That's honestly the indicator, quote unquote, that I used was it was just a lack of strength. So you can kind of see in the order book, right here, the the buyers are trying to break past the high. We tried to break past the high here. Actually, originally here at 77, didn't work. Tried again here at 77, didn't work. Finally broke by it, hit 83. That's where I tried to take profits, but I had, I don't know, TOS issues. Didn't work. It didn't hold its highs long, and I was like, that it's weak, right? I feel that's trading price action. So I've noticed the price action is weak, so I closed my position. And there's a lot of traders that say price action is the best way to trade, because any sort of indicator is just a derivative of price action, right? It's just, that's all it is. So if you can read price and you can read volume, I think that's all you really need. It is kind of nice to have VWAP. I do like the 15-minute EMA. A lot of people use the 9-minute EMA as well. So VWAP and the EMA is what I use. And then on the daily chart, I like the 180-day moving average, because this one kind of shows me general trends where big support and resistance are. And to me, that's very important. So those are kind of the three indicators I use. I don't use RSI or anything like that. Nice, Norman. Happy to have you here, man. Oh, Heiko, hope you get better soon, man. Happy to have you here, though. Back to bed with you. Get Caitlin to make you a tea with some honey and lemon. Kelly, very small shares though. Yeah, you obviously small shares, because there's a good chance that if you're just starting out, you may blow the account. So if you blow the account and it's only $100, whatever, it's not a big deal. Even $1,000, it sucks, but whatever, every now and then you lose $1,000 because something horrible happens. Like, I don't know, like you book a flight and you miss the flight or something like that. Boom, you lost $1,000. It's horrible, but it's not the end of your life. But first time trader putting in like $50,000 and you lose all $50,000 because of some crazy, you go short and the stock goes up 100%. Like, that's tough. Like, that's not what you want to have happen. John's watching everything. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I try to keep an eye on the indexes a little bit. I have some of them up here, but I don't really care too much what the market's doing. My favorite trading climate for small caps is when the market isn't really doing anything. So today, the Nasdaq's down 0.6, the Dow Jones is up 0.4. So that means some of the larger blue chip companies are doing a little bit better. To me, that's the best, because that means there's ultimate like nothing going on in the market. And when there's not a lot going on in the large cap space, everyone that's a day trader is going to be looking at small caps, because there's something moving. So I see they start doing a lot better. Wow, thanks, Andy. Thanks for the $5. It's really, really nice of you. Up 40% since I started watching you. Woohoo! That is sweet. That's, hey, $40. That's some solid stuff. I mean, 40%. Nice, man. I'm happy. But good work on you, man. You deserve it. That means you were studying. You were, studying your past trades. You were patient. Good stuff, dude. Yeah, Anthony. I don't get that either. I think that's crazy. Happy to hear that, man. The P marks. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The P marks? It's a funny username. Fidelity, active trader, not too big of a fan. There's no VWAP. There's no, they have volume weighted moving average. Volume weighted average price is VWAP, moving average. I think I'm not sure. I don't know if that's just semantics or if that's generally a different thing. I don't know. I couldn't answer that. Yeah, that $5 is definitely a tasty beer. I got a liter of beer at a restaurant here for €4 last time. You gotta just, Berlin is pretty amazing. Although I was in South Germany in Bavaria and I was in a Schwimmbad, which is like a bathhouse, and they had a bar in the pool, and I think that beer was, it was like happy hour or something. I think I got it for like $3.50 a liter of beer. It was so amazing. So that's $5 is almost 2 beers. My Bach is delicious. Satoshi, you're I'm happy you're back, but I think you missed the whole trading day because there's not a lot of activity anymore. WWR, this is the one I traded 3 times today, waiting for reversals. I walked away with $6 profit. Got to be careful. This is why WWR is like the reason you cut losses in a nutshell. This could be the reversal here, though. If I had another trade, I'd probably take this one. I've said that way too many times, but this is looking good. There's such big support below this one. I think multi-month support as well, guys. This is not just like intraday support. This is big time support. So this went from $6 to $3, and now it's bouncing. I would buy this if I had a trade available, for sure. I might be wrong. I was wrong last time I said that, but at the same time, it looks pretty hot. Maybe he's an options trader. Yeah, I'm not, I'm not trading late. We made a nice little, we made like what, $85 today. I'm happy. I'm out of trade, so I'm not trading. I'm just chilling here, having a good conversation. Yes, Stefan, beer is cheaper than water here, and actually many restaurants it is. Water is really expensive in Europe. Like I'm talking like €3 or €4 like a glass, because you're always getting this like nice bottled water at a restaurant. That's the problem. You can ask for sink water, and sometimes they'll do it, but it's not standard. It's not the way. Happy to hear that, Dan. That's really sweet. Also happy to have you here. Man, WWR is itching me like crazy. I need to take this off my chart. I honestly like, I wouldn't even care if like this thing shook me out, because I like the potential upside compared to the potential downside. I think the upside reward is bigger than the downside risk at this very moment. I could be wrong. I was wrong last time. The 200 EMA on the daily chart, I'm guessing. I have the 180-day moving average on my daily chart. I tend to like that one quite a bit. I could throw it up here just for giggles. Let's see, create, add, extend, edit properties. How do I do this? Analyze. No. Studies. Where's the studies button? Did I click on like something wrong here? Here it is, studies. Add study. Oh Lord. Moving averages. Exponential. Where is it? Where is it? Exponential. Moving average exponential. Okay, well now I have two moving average exponential. Let me go and edit this. What do we got? Load study. No. Oh, wow, I feel like a freaking snail right now. I don't know why this is taking me so long. Okay, so I'm gonna edit the one that says 9 because the 15 is, I already have that one. That's one of my favorites. So Satoshi says 200. Let's make this one a little bit more obvious. What color should I make it? What color do you guys think I should make it? Make it pink. So what's nice about the 200 EMA, it obviously puts more weight on recent activities. So you're looking, so for example, this is going to be curling probably a little bit more in this area. So you could probably identify that maybe there's a bit more of an upwards trend here. Mind you, it would be a little bit more interesting to have them exactly the same. So let me actually make the 180. Can't believe you're making me edit my simple moving average. I don't know why I like the 180. It doesn't really make sense, but maybe because it fits the time of the month a little bit closer. So here you can see the exact difference of EMA and simple moving average. The pink one or purple one is the exponential, and the green one is the simple moving average. Simple basically doesn't favor any weights. I think that's what she said. Drone. I use it on the daily, but still works on the minute. Yeah, good point. Wow, look at WWR. I would be wrong again. Oh, or I don't know. Maybe it's just a quick little shakeout before it reverses. It's so good that I'm out of trades. Oh. I said earlier that what I learned today was not chasing the stock that is outperforming and has failed breakouts, but still part of me wants to trade it. So I still think it's going to reverse. But that's why you cut losses, and that's why I have a hard stop. You know, if I'm getting stopped out, that's it, you know. Boom, I was wrong. Somebody in the chat room said 280 or something like that. This would be a potential opportunity, even maybe getting in the 70s. When this thing bounces, guys, it's going to be such a nice reversal. I don't know when, who, what, where, when, why. Or it might not even be that nice. It might only be like a 20% move, but still better than nothing. Oh, there's a fly in here. Look at that on the 1 minute chart. Woo, there's a big fly in here. That thing lands on me, I'm gonna scream like a little girl. I don't know if it's, oh! I don't know if that's a fly or a bee, it's huge. Woo! All right, just flew into another room. I'm safe. I have this really funny story where one time I was in this house in West Germany. I was staying at like this old house. And I was having this, let's just say lady friend over for a visit, and there was this giant spider in the hallway. Like, okay, it wasn't this big, but it was like this big. Like there was hair on the legs, kind of like a tarantula, and she was coming into the hallway, but she was still in a different room, and I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna let her see this giant spider in this house." So I ran up to the spider and kicked it, and I opened a door next to it, which was like a little bathroom. I kicked it in the bathroom door, and I closed it. And like right as I do that, I turn around and she like walks in the room, and I'm like, "Hello," and it's just like. And the worst part is, the next day I opened the door, and there was no spider in there. I never found it again. I have no idea what happened to that spider. I mean, I'm sure it crawled out of some hole. Oh man, whoo, it was so big. Yeah, on the 1 minute actually, Satoshi, it's quite nice. You can see it. It kind of reacts a little bit nicer than the 200 moving average for sure. That's a cool indicator. I like it. I'm not sure if I'm ready to add another study on my chart, but I do like how it flows a little bit better. Wow, was I wrong on WWR? Super wrong. This is why I like to be done with trading by 11 o'clock. Or I would trade WWR in my IRA account or a swing trade account, and then that changes the whole entire perspective of this trade. That would be a support line balance trade, which I usually have a hard stop at 10 to 15%. Sometimes I vary it depending on the potential on that trade. So, you know, I would probably only close out that trade if it goes below 2.5. But then I probably wouldn't even enter the trade until it hits 2.5. You know, it's like changes everything. All right, let me quickly edit this. Oh, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't wrong. It is definitely finding some sort of bottom here, but yeah, it's such a slow mover. That's one of those stocks where you start getting anxiety and your eyes fall out of your head. Like, it's just not worth it. On the 1 minute chart, on this larger chart in general, it's a little bit more spread out. It feels like AMRH is going to do something amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if $4 cracked. We had a little bit of a dip. We had a giant reversal, and we blew past 5.3. I don't know if I'm in some sort of fantasy land, but I do find that there's some big time opportunity that this thing actually might hit, you know, $7 or something like that. So let's see what happens with this one. I think AMRH as a lead gapper with phase 2 of CBD oil for brain cancer treatment, or I don't know if it's oil, but that sounds like some pretty big catalyst. Positive results as well. 2.5 million float. I think this thing has huge spikeability. So afternoon trade with AMRH is probably would be my pick. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea to see. I might think about that. Maybe I'll do an options challenge or something like that. But at the same time, I want to. I don't want to stop trading the gap and go right as I'm getting good and very profitable with it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I feel you 100% though, and I know what you mean. It'd be fun to do a different challenge. Satoshi says, if I tested on previous trades, look where the bounce jumps right off that 200. Yeah, the 200 EMA. I should probably throw it on my chart as like a very subliminal little thing. I'll have some fun playing around with it. Why not? So the thing that looks hand-drawn on my chart right now is the 200 EMA. TENX has an interesting kind of bounce zone on this one. And you can see when we broke the 200 EMA, actually this thing was only downside, just not looking too happy. I'm always nervous with cluttering my chart. That's why I probably wouldn't keep this one. But at the same time, you can kind of see here, when we broke the 2.22 support and resistance zone, this one, had that one retest, which you see oftentimes with a stock that's breaking to the downside or the upside. You have a breakdown with volume. You can see nice volume. Wow, this is like really picture perfect here. You have a breakdown with volume. You have a pullback and a retest. 15-minute EMA comes back. 2.2 dollar multi-month support and resistance comes in. Everything just whacks it down like a basketball player. That's just interception, just giant rejection of the ball, and this thing goes down 10%. So when you see that there's this much resistance there, it's crazy. And this green candle has such small amount of volume. I mean, this TENX trade is like guaranteed to not go through. And yeah, TENX is definitely in a nice bit of a downtrend for now. Yeah, for sure, Satoshi. TOS is one of the best charting platforms out there, period. It's nice. I used to have a Google Sheets trade journal, Selena, but now I just use Trade Journal. Probably got into her purse. Oh my God, imagine. Jesus Christ. I hope not. For like the spider and the girl's sake. The one I mentioned for the afternoon trade is our lead gapper AMRH, because it's been doing so much consolidation, but it's holding its highs very, very well. So this could be a really hot move. It's already looking to maybe even start trending now to the upside over the 15-minute EMA. So this could be a hot move. I'm excited just watching this one. Maybe if I have an open trade on my IRA account, I would probably consider trading this. I'm going to put a little alert here, so if you start pulling higher. Definitely, dude. Satoshi, feel free to email me any links or something like that, or just leave in the video comment below, whichever you prefer. Ooh, Anthony is long. AMRH. Woo! Getting me all crazy up in here. I would probably also be long AMRH, I'm not going to lie. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I would wait for a bigger setup or something like that. 5-minute chart doesn't look too bad though, because we tried to dip below the EMA, didn't work, and then we even had a 5-minute breakout. So technically, this could be looking pretty hot. This could be back above VWAP real soon. Oof, a little bit of a sell-off there. What's up, Terry? Day's going good. We're up about 80 bucks, which is pretty close to 10% of our average position size, since I used only about 800 bucks per position size today. So pretty happy with that. WWR moving as well. Yes, this is what I was waiting for with WWR. Oh my Lord, baby Jesus. I'm not crazy, guys. I felt this thing. I felt it that it would reverse. Big time support in this area. No, I have no cash in that account. Oh, guys, I cannot wait. I just cannot wait till we have unlimited trades. Then I wouldn't mind trading till 12 or so. You know, understanding that it's not going to be hot many times. But, you know, once we have some sort of setup like that's this nice, boom, like there's a good chance that this is going to retest the 3.5 area. We had big resistance and support in this area at 3.5. We have the EMA here. Maybe 3.3 is going to be a big tough zone to get out, but I wouldn't be surprised if we at least tested 3.3. So if you bought the breakout and at least it went to 3.3, you'd be making 10%. If it goes over that, you know, you're making 15, 16, maybe 20% if it gets closer to VWAP. Boom! Just like that. It's really about being patient, and then when you see the right setup, throwing your patience out the window and being, you know, playing like a tight, aggressive poker player, right? You wait, you get a good hand, boom, then you go all in. Maybe not all in, but you get the point. The setup in general was right. It was just very slow. So it would have been easy to get chopped out, which is really annoying. There's nothing worse than like being right on a trade, but then losing money because you get chopped out right before it goes up. That's painful. Satoshi, I'm not surprised that you like GNUS. Yeah, I was looking at it today. I don't like the fact that, you know, it was at like 20 cents a few weeks ago. It's up over, you know, 10x. Makes me a little bit nervous. It was even at 7 cents. This is a huge rally. To me, it's super overextended in big resistance area. This thing's up almost 6,000%. I don't know. I don't think I could trade GNUS. It might keep going higher, but I'm not really feeling it, to be honest, just yet. Where should I get on WWR? You got nice 95. That's a pretty sweet entry. I'm not sure what your question is. Where should you get out? Get on. Probably you meant out, right? Like I said, 3.3 is some resistance, 3.5 is resistance, VWAP is at 69. Those are all going to be points of resistance. What you could do is take profits along the way, sell a third at 0.3, sell a third at 0.5, sell a third at 0.69. And if it doesn't go to 0.69, then you sell as the reversal happens. And if it doesn't go past 3.3, then you sell, as that doesn't work out. So that's one way to play it. Or you sell all of it at 0.3. I don't know. Or at 0.5 if it goes there. It's a tough thing to answer. GNUS looks quite attractive at this 3.5 area. Huge resistance just got whacked. Did you guys see that? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yep. Hey, check out WWR on this chart. It's actually kind of funny because we got the 180, no wait, the 200 exponential moving average coming in now. Like, it's about to get squeezed between the 15-minute EMA and the 200 EMA. Let's see if we can break past it. If we do, I think it's going to be a nice little push, but this will be an interesting setup here. MYOV, I see getting called out. MYOV is in a nice little trend to the upside here. Some resistance at the 1920 area. Not a bad move. The problem with MYOV, and I kind of say this a lot, is a perfect entry and a perfect exit is only 13%. To me, that's not great. That's tough. There's a lot of times we trade a 10% move and we only walk away with 3%. Yeah, maybe I had a horrible entry, maybe I had a bad exit, but that's just the honest truth of what happens consistently in terms of, your perfect entry and a perfect exit doesn't happen all the time. So you want to be trading moves that allow you to still make a decent amount of money, even if you don't have that great of an entry and an exit. With AMRH, we actually had a great entry and a pretty decent exit. It looks like it might try to break that 200. I like the big buying volume that came back in on this one. I think that's really, really something that we want to be looking for. I didn't think I'd be streaming this long, but I got a free evening, so I'm just, kind of chilling. Actually, I wouldn't mind to stream a little past 11 more often. It's kind of relaxing. Unless I generally have something else I need to run off to, which kind of needs to happen at one point. 90 likes, guys. I just noticed we had 90 likes. That's huge. I don't think I've ever had 90 likes on a live stream before, ever, period. Like, that's huge, guys. I appreciate that. Really, really do. If you're totally new here, consider subscribing as well. I would love to have you again. So much to learn on this challenge. Sinner's wondering what my P&L on the day is. It's right now at 86. I would like to think it would be more if I had more trades available, but you can see here my buying power is at 30 bucks. We used all our buying power already, so I can't make any more trades. You can stop trading at 11, but stick with us for the chat. Yeah, it's kind of what's been going on, I guess. WWR. Boom, boom, kabloom. 3.22. Can we break the 3? We got to break the 3.3. If it doesn't do it now, I would be very, very weary. I would probably take half of my position already off the table. But let's see. Here we go. 3.3. Come on. Come on. What are we going to do? 25, 26, 28. Ah! Very cool, Burger. Happy to have you here, man. This is actually pretty an exciting little time here. 25, 26. My lord, is this going to be 0.3? I really wish I was in this one. Can't wait till we have unlimited trades. 15% move. This would have actually been our best trade. The annoying part is I tried this trade 3 times today. At least we walked away not red from those attempts, but still, like, kind of annoying. I don't know how I feel about this one. There's definitely a lot of sellers in the room, but could be picking up. They will be buying out Solo, converting into Tesla. What does that mean, converting it into Tesla? What is Solo? Electrum. Oh, this is why we have FinViz. Solo. For everyone that's not sure what Solo is, we have beautiful FinViz to give the answers to all of our questions we've ever wanted. Electromechanica. Oh my god. It's like somebody's like, what's the most complicated word I can call my company? And then they came out with this name. Vehicles Corp. Okay. I like their ticker though. That's a cool ticker. 19 million float. 40. This is our classic small cap. It's a Canadian company, auto manufacturer. Electromechanica. I guess it's not that complicated. I've just been looking at the screen too long. What is Trade Journal called on TOS? I wish Trade Journal was on TOS. And I'm thinking when you say TOS, you mean ticker, right? I'm not gonna lie, guys. WWR is very, very scary. Very scary. Have you guys been playing with the new filters yet on the stats tab? I realized that my challenge account isn't as hot as I was hoping for. Oh, my computer is very slow right now. May, I was going through, was it May? Yeah, I was going through May and April. Those were my two slowest months of the challenge. Basically, April, I had a few days off because I had tonsillitis. I started April with two big losses. I ended April in the worst FOMO catch-up mood after I was sick. That was pretty miserable. May was okay. I was somehow in a rut in May. March was insane. March was a really good month. So overall, our challenge is doing all right. My winners aren't that hot, I realized. My average win is a little higher than, you know, than the average loss, which is nice. My gross profit, I like the fact that it's the same as net profit. We have no fees. And this is the big reason why I'm doing the trading challenge, is because we don't have any fees. Uh-oh, look at this, guys. WWR is pulling back. Nice, Kelly. Taking those profits. Good point, Satoshi. That is definitely interesting. I kind of like the way it looks on the chart right now. One sec. Yeah, AMRH, point of concern. But yeah, what I was saying about the fees is, this is why we're doing the small account challenge. This would be very difficult to do with the fees. So if I want to do a small account challenge, if TOS still had the trading fees, I would do an offshore account with margin so I can grow my account. I could take $500 and trade it, as many times as I want. That would be the only way I feel like to properly do a small account challenge if there was classic fees. So when I realized there was no fees, I was like, let me jump on this. And a lot of the reasons my stats are really low right now is, where's my average position size? Average position size. It says 1,068, but really right now we've been trading with $800. And then I've had a lot of like these just kind of scratch trades. I was having, $40 loss, $30 win, $60 win, $40 loss, just kind of like, we weren't in, what month was it? It was, May. May was just a total scratch. We made money at the end of the month, but it was always like one step forward, or like maybe 1.5 step forward, one step back, just all month. It was so slow. But now I feel a little bit better. I feel like I'm not playing catch up. I'm just, trading my challenge, and I don't know, I'm a little bit more relaxed on that alone, so I feel pretty good. Anthony, yeah, that was a tough one. You know, I didn't like the fact that it was slow here. Um, it's tough, man. Every time I don't take my profits, like if I bought here and I was up 10%, 11%, and then all of a sudden I'm back at break even, I'm like, I should have took my profits. And then the one time I would like let that, I don't know, if I take my profits, then it goes up 80% or something like that. That's like classic. But I don't know, I feel like those single hitters, those 5% profits, those 10% profits, like you make those consistently, you never need a home run trade. If a home run trade happens because you got halted on the way up or something, great. But you don't need home run trades to grow an account very quickly. Yeah, but then I would need 3 margin accounts basically and put 2,000 on each margin account. Check out the video below, Mohammed. Happy to have you here, but check out the tradejournal.co/connect. There's a $25,000 challenge video. You can learn all about what we're doing here, and I think it will definitely get you in the right direction. And then just start coming into the streams. Happy to have you here, man. It's a great group, great environment. Lots to learn. Let's quickly go back to AMRH. What is this bad boy doing? Well, it's actually pulling back a little bit. This could be a phenomenal entry on AMRH. This is what we were talking about all day. A little bit of a pullback under the $4, kind of coming into this big support zone, not too much selling volume, and then a bigger ripper later on in the day. Could happen. Maybe it's going to keep selling off. I don't know, but we'll see. This could just be a shakeout. Yeah, Satoshi, that's true. Mahmoud, what Satoshi says, paper trading can definitely help. It's always a good idea. AMRH is going to be mad interesting to watch later on. Wow, what time is it here? We're almost at 100 likes, guys. That's almost more likes than viewers. That's super crazy. I definitely appreciate all the likes you guys dropped today. This is a new record today. I've never seen this amount of likes on a stream. It's definitely a fun day, but I think it's just as educational as any other day that we're trading here. So if you're new, definitely consider subscribing. We go live every morning at 9:15. And then later today, I'm going to come out with a recap video too. So I would love to see you guys there. Don't forget to drop any comments if you guys have any questions. I'm a little backlogged on responding right now, but I'm going to take maybe this afternoon and just run through them. Definitely take more afternoons and more mornings to respond to the comments. I don't like being behind on them because it's always interesting stuff what you guys write. AMRH pulling back again here. I wonder how low it's going to go. How low is it going to go? How low is it going to go? Bada boom, bada bing. We did break 100. You guys are just a bunch of animals. AMRH is testing the 200 now, waiting for a jump. Oh yeah. Satoshi, I feel you, man. I'm like watching AMRH like a hawk. I think this could be a phenomenal afternoon setup here. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, man, I do too. When I first started streaming, I did not really think that I was either gonna like totally enjoy it. Oh, I mean, that's not the right thing to say because I thought it was gonna be difficult and it was gonna interrupt my trading, but I did enjoy the community aspect. But I thought it was gonna be like very tricky, and it was actually for the first 2-3 months. I was like, it was definitely interfering with my trading, and I would probably still say it interferes with my trading. Not necessarily for worse. I mean, sometimes you guys call out a move and I jump on it and I make some good money. So it's like it's just, you know, it's one more thing to think about. That's really what it is. So it's definitely an interesting dynamic to be part of, but it's grown into something that I feel like I wouldn't even want to trade without in a way. Not to mention, maybe we'll grab some beers at one point if we're in the same area. I'm between Florida, I'm in Berlin quite often, in Utah occasionally, sometimes in California. So if I'm ever in the same place as you guys, we could grab a beer. What do you guys think? Is AMRH going to break this area? We got some big focal points right at 375. We got the 15-minute EMA. We got the lower end of VWAP. We got the 200 EMA. Whew, this is like an atom bomb where just particle touches and then boom. Down to Miami. Is that where you're located, Satoshi? Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Heiko's in the Keys, so if I visit Heiko, which I'm obviously going to do at one point, probably this year too, depending on Corona and flights. Hell yeah, that sounds like a good idea. It's just we'll have a little bit of a moderator session on Heiko's boat, trade from the boat offshore. That'd be super funny. Although I don't know if we're gonna have internet. All right, guys. I think I'm officially gonna wrap up here. It's basically 12 o'clock. I actually need to go. Not to mention, I think my legs are about to fall off. I'm on a standing table and it's getting a little crazy. AMRH, guys, I wish the best of luck to anyone that's going to be trading this one. I think this could be a hot move. Just keep in mind, it could still keep pulling back and it could go back to Neverland. It could be at $1.50 before the day's over. You just don't know. But if there is a stock that's going to run, I think AMRH is probably going to be that stock. So let's keep a close eye on it. It wasn't the hottest morning, so maybe the afternoon is going to be where the action is. I'm still happy, walked away pretty decently today, so I couldn't complain. Yeah, guys, I hope if AMRH works out, I hope you guys snag it. I wish I could, but I'm out of trades. Maybe I'll trade it on an IRA account. I'll be working on the recap video in a little bit here. First, I got to take maybe a quick breather, and I'll see you guys in the recap, and I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Like always, it was amazing trading with you guys. So until next time, guys, stay safe, make some awesome trades. Yeah, Satoshi, I'm super stoked for that episode as well. It's just going to be ridiculous. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Till next time, ciao, ciao.